Hi, I'm Kenzie. Welcome back to my podcast. If you are just joining, welcome. Today we will be talking about my 27th Little Bear VHS, All in the Family. This VHS includes a family portrait, family bath time, thinking of Mother Bear, and Little Bear's bad day. First, let's talk about a family portrait. This episode starts out with Little Bear, Mother Bear, and Father Bear looking at their family photo album. After looking at some photos, it was time to take another picture. A picture of what? Of their family, of course. The scene transitions to Father Bear getting the camera, which had taken some excellent pictures in its day. Little Bear held it. Father Bear taught him how to hold it and how to look through it. Then Mother Bear entered the scene with a suit he made for Little Bear. He put it on. The scene then transitions to Father Bear getting the camera ready and angling it at Little Bear in his suit. Then Little Bear took a picture of a bug. He asked Father Bear if his friends could come over to see the camera. So Little Bear invited his friends over. Owl thought the camera was a fine piece of equipment. Cat wondered what Little Bear was up to in those fancy clothes. Hen thought he looked particularly elegant. Owl wanted to look good in the suit too. Hen, Duck, and Cat didn't have suits either, but they wanted to be photographed. The thing was, Little Bear told him that Father Bear was just going to take a picture of the Bear family. Little Bear, Mother Bear, and Father Bear. Everyone was disappointed, except Cat, who didn't want his picture taken. Then Little Bear told Owl he could try on the suit. Owl thought it was wonderful, but Cat pointed out it was a shame he was not having his picture taken. Then Little Bear had an idea. He could take the pictures. He was sure Father Bear wouldn't mind. So the scene transitions to Duck, Hen, and Owl ready for the picture. There was just one problem. Little Bear couldn't reach the camera. He tried to adjust it to his height, but had some trouble. Cat helped him. Afterwards, Little Bear told his friends to get ready. He told them to go this way and that way, forward and backward. When his friends got all messed up, Cat came to the rescue. He situated them and got ready for the picture too. As Little Bear was about to count to 3, Hen interrupted him. She wondered if they were supposed to say something to make them smile. Owl said that on the count of 3, they all say cheese. Duck wondered what kind of cheese. Owl said any kind of cheese. Mozzarella, Munster, provolone. Cat groaned. He yelled, "Just say anything!" Then Little Bear counted to 3. Hen and Cat said cheese, Owl said mozzarella, and Duck literally said anything. The picture was taken. Little Bear figured he had better take one more. It turned out he took more than one. His pictures would not turn out right. Then Owl decided that he would take it. He was an excellent photographer after all. He stood on Little Bear's shoulders and adjusted the angle. Duck went to see it. She said that she was a photographer too. Then all of a sudden, Little Bear sneezed and fell into a puddle. Mother Bear and Father Bear wondered what was going on. Little Bear's suit was soaked. So Mother Bear took his suit off while Father Bear found out there was only one picture left. They had to make that the perfect family portrait. So as the Bear family got ready, Father Bear looked at Little Bear's friends and invited them to join in the picture. They were Little Bear's best friends, after all, which makes them part of the family. As Father Bear counted to 3, everyone said cheese. The scene then transitions to the family portrait in the photo album. It was perfect. And that's how the episode ends. Now let's talk about the episode as a whole. I feel like this episode was fun to watch a second time. The reason it's in the All in the Family VHS is because taking a picture as a family brings you closer together, I feel like. Also, it's really nice of Father Bear to invite Little Bear's friends into the picture. Like he said, friends are a part of the family too, in a way. All in all, it's a classic episode. Now let's talk about family bath time. This episode starts out with Mother Bear doing the laundry while Little Bear was playing with his toy train. Then he heard Father Bear singing Blow the Man Down. It turned out he was taking a relaxing bath. Little Bear came inside to play with the bubbles. He popped a few and even tasted one. Let me tell you, bubbles do not taste good. Anyway, Little Bear accidentally blew bubbles in Father Bear's face. He apologized. Then he asked Father Bear if there were enough bubbles. There were. He asked if the water was not too hot. It wasn't. It was just perfect. Then Little Bear went to get his bath toys. He climbed in the tub all by himself. He scrubbed Fisherman Bear all clean. Then it was Father Bear's turn. At first, Father Bear didn't want to be part of the fun because it was his bath time, but he joined in the fun anyway. Little Bear scrubbed his foot and played This Little Piggy. As he was about to scrub Father Bear's other foot, Father Bear declared that that was not his foot. It was a 4-headed sea monster. Little Bear and Father Bear had a fun water fight. Then Mother Bear came in. Little Bear and Father Bear sang Blow the Man Down. Mother Bear thought it was Father Bear's bath time. Little Bear and Father Bear said that Little Bear was helping. Then Mother Bear rinsed Little Bear off, including Father Bear. Then Little Bear got out of the tub and got dried off. Father Bear wanted to get dried off too. Then he pulled Mother Bear in the tub. She thought Father Bear was a sea monster. Little Bear came to the rescue. Then he lifted Mother Bear's foot and scrubbed, scrubbed, scrubbed. As a family, they all sang Blow the Man Down together. And that's how the episode ends. Now let's talk about the episode as a whole. I feel like this episode was pretty funny. At first I felt sorry for Father Bear because you know how much he wanted to be alone during his bath time. I mean, it's private even. But when Little Bear showed him you can still have fun as a family, it turns out that bath time is worth it. All in all, it's a good episode. Now let's talk about thinking of Mother Bear. This episode starts out with Little Bear and Father Bear relaxing in different ways. Father Bear was resting while Little Bear was drawing. He drew Mother Bear. Then he began drawing different flowers. All of a sudden, the flowers disappeared. It turned out Father Bear had them in his mouth. Little Bear asked him if he could hold them up for him so he could draw them. Then the scene transitions to Little Bear and Father Bear looking at other different flowers. Little Bear picked the best ones to make him think of Mother Bear, like roses, violets, and daisies. The roses were beautiful just like Mother Bear. The violets smelled sweet just like Mother Bear. The daisies smiled bright just like Mother Bear. Father Bear picked them and held them up. Little Bear drew them. Then the scene transitions to Little Bear and Father Bear seeing a bird singing. Little Bear thought Mother Bear sang like a bird. Father Bear agreed. The bird flew to him so Little Bear could draw it. The scene then transitions to Little Bear and Father Bear resting in the sun. It felt good, just like when Mother Bear gives Little Bear a hug. Then a butterfly came and landed on Little Bear's nose. It kissed him just like Mother Bear would. The kiss felt soft and it tickled a little bit. Father Bear wanted a kiss too. He said please. Little Bear and the butterfly kissed him. The scene then transitions to Little Bear on Father Bear's shoulders. Then Little Bear smelled something good. So did Father Bear. It smelled like chocolate cake. Little Bear drew one. The scene then transitions to a real chocolate cake that Mother Bear made. She put it in the cupboard for later. Father Bear gave her the flowers he and Little Bear picked, and Little Bear showed her all the pictures she drew, including the chocolate cake. Then Mother Bear had a surprise for them. It was chocolate cake! Mother Bear kissed Little Bear, and Little Bear tasted it. And that's how the episode ends. Now let's talk about the episode as a whole. I feel like this episode was fun to watch a second time. The reason it's in the All in the Family VHS is because Little Bear was thinking of Mother Bear for goodness sake. And Mother Bear is part of the family. Also, making pictures for the people you love is one of the nicest things in the world. All in all, it's a good episode. Now let's talk about Little Bear's bad day. This episode starts out with Little Bear waking up one morning. Mother Bear entered the scene asking if he slept well and if he wanted French toast. Little Bear answered yes to both of those questions. As Mother Bear left his room, Little Bear slipped on a toy. He put it back up on the shelf, but he accidentally knocked over his favorite boat and broke it. He showed it to Father Bear. Mother Bear said that they can fix it though. After breakfast, of course. All of a sudden, Little Bear accidentally spilled his juice. Mother Bear cleaned it up. Then Little Bear accidentally dropped his fork. He and Mother Bear both went to get it, but they bumped their heads into each other. Little Bear went to get it himself, but he bumped his head again, this time on the table. He soon declared that he was having a bad day. The scene then transitions to Father Bear painting while Little Bear was playing with his ball. He asked Father Bear if he would like to play ball. Father Bear said yes, but he had to finish painting first. He told Little Bear to not bounce it near the paint. So Little Bear bounced it against the wall. He then kicked it hard, and it bounced on a pile of logs and into the paint bucket. The paint splashed on Father Bear. He sighed, and Little Bear apologized. The scene then transitions to Little Bear visiting Duck and Hen. He had a bucket with him because Father Bear told him it would be a good idea if he picked berries. He noticed that Duck and Hen were making a castle of sticks, which was very nice. The thing was they needed help getting the last twig on top. They thought Little Bear could reach it, but he thought he shouldn't because of his bad day. He might even knock the whole thing over. Duck and Hen assured him that he wouldn't. So Little Bear gave it a try. He almost lost balance, but he did it. He didn't knock it over. Hen gave him a flower as a reward. He deserved it. As Little Bear sniffed the flower, he sneezed and fell on the castle of sticks. It turned out he did knock it over after all. The scene then transitions to Little Bear picking berries. There weren't very many. He saw Frog. Frog thought it was a beautiful day, but Little Bear didn't think so. He told Frog he was having a bad day, but Frog said that a day is a day. He then showed Little Bear a nice berry bush on the other side. He ate one. It was delicious. Little Bear was in luck. The thing was, he had a feeling he would fall off the log and drop the berries in the pond. Frog told him he walked across the log 100 times, though. So Little Bear walked across the log. During that process, he breathed deeply and was one with the log. He jumped off, which sent Frog flying into the water. Then Little Bear was hurt. Frog declared that he was having a bad day. It turned out that Little Bear had a thorn in his foot. Then he fell and got another thorn stuck in himself, this time on his behind. The scene transitions to Mother Bear trying to pull the thorn out. She told Little Bear to hold still. At first she didn't do anything. Then in a split second she got the thorn out. It was a big thorn for a little bear. They hugged each other. Mother Bear was sorry Little Bear had such a bad day. Little Bear wished it was over. Suddenly they heard a crash. Father Bear had dropped the milk. What a mess. Father Bear said that he had been dropping things everywhere. Little Bear told him he did too, and wondered what they should do. Mother Bear knew the cure for a bad day, though. The scene transitions to a fixed boat and Little Bear in his parents' bed. This was just what he needed. The bad day was over, and they would have a very good night. After saying good night to each other, Father Bear turned off the light from the lamp, and the Bear family fell fast asleep. And that's how the episode ends. Now let's talk about the episode as a whole. I feel like this episode was a classic. I remember seeing this when I was younger. It taught me something. Everybody has a bad day. The important thing is how we live through it and how we react to it. We can either brush it off or let it get the best of us. All in all, it's a good episode. So yeah, that's All in the Family. If you would like to play again, just go back to the beginning of this episode. See you next time. Bye!